At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX.
The road to a CIF championship begins today in Newport Beach. Playoff baseball is back at Stuart W. Fine Field as Newport Harbor opens the Division II postseason against Trabuco Hills in a matchup between two teams that believe they can make a serious run this May. The Sailors enter as the top seed in the bracket after an outstanding regular season in one of the toughest leagues in the state, while Trabuco Hills arrives battle-tested and dangerous after earning a promotion into Division II. There's no easing into the playoffs anymore. Every inning matters from the very first pitch. Good afternoon and welcome to TAR TV Sports. I'm Zachary Durham alongside Justin Lee. And this is the kind of game that players dream about all year long, Justin.
That's right, Zach. The regular season is over, obviously. Records are blanked out emotionally, and now everything becomes about surviving and advancing. Newport Harbor has had an incredible season to this point, but playoff baseball always brings a different kind of pressure, unpredictability, and a completely different atmosphere. You can already feel that energy around the field here today.
Absolutely. And looking at Newport Harbor, the Sailors put together one of the best regular seasons in program history. They won every Sunset League series except against nationally ranked Huntington Beach and earned the top spot in the Division II playoff bracket. The pitching staff has been dominant all season. The lineup has produced in big moments, and they've shown that they can win close games against elite competition. Trabuco Hills comes in with plenty of confidence as well. They were one of the stronger teams in Division III this season and earned a move up into the Division II bracket because of how well they've played. This is not a team that Newport Harbor can overlook. As the records, Newport Harbor enters today at 19-9 overall with a 13-5 record in Sunset League play, while Trabuco Hills comes in at 17-11 overall and 8-4 in league play.
Interestingly enough, these two teams already saw each other earlier this season, with Trabuco winning that game 8-0 at the Halo Classic at Angel Stadium back in April. But there's a major asterisk, if you will, about that game in particular. The fact that Newport did not throw its usual guys out there, none of their starting pitchers, none of the usual guys we see, while Trabuco had their ace up on the mound. And so while the score jumps out on paper, it's not a proper reflection of how well the Sailor team has played, and both teams know today is a different situation. For the Sailors, it starts with Gavin Guy. He's been lights out when he's on the mound, which is why he was named Sunset League Pitcher of the Year. He's been one of the most reliable arms in Southern California this season, arguably, and when Newport Harbor needs a big performance, he usually is the one to be delivering. But without a great catcher, you can't have a controllable environment in playoff games, and I'm looking at behind the plate with their captain, Brooks Francis, a first-team all Sunset League catcher who has been a huge part of this team offensively and defensively as well.
Take a quick break for the anthem. Earlier today, we had the chance to catch up with Brooks Francis to talk about the postseason mindset and what Newport Harbor needs to do to begin this playoff run the right way.
No year's the same. You know, I've played 4 years of baseball, and no team that I've been on has been the same. I think ultimately this team is really tight-knit. Everybody knows each other. We're always there for each other, I think, on and off the baseball field. I think the most important thing for a team dynamic is knowing that the person next to you has your back. And I think what's going to really make us successful is that belief that you're there for your brother, and no matter what, he'll be there for you. So I think what we're looking forward to most this postseason is, obviously we're going for a championship this year. We're in CIF Division II. We're really looking to get some revenge on some people who may have gotten us earlier in the year. First game's against Trabuco. Ultimately, I mean, I think mostly we're just trying to come together this postseason and play our.
Now the keys to the game, my key for Newport Harbor, is to strike early offensively in playoff games, especially in the first round, Justin. Nerves can play a factor, absolutely. If the Sailors can put pressure on Trabuco Hills early and grab the momentum in the first couple of innings, it changes the entire feel of the game.
Rightfully so, and the key today for the Sailors is staying sharp defensively and avoiding free opportunities. Playoff baseball can completely flip on one extra base runner, one missed cutoff, and that was a big issue for them against Huntington Beach in the final stretch of the season. And you have to be able to control the reins on these Mustangs, or they'll kick you into oblivion. Newport has been excellent fundamentally all year long, and if they can stay clean defensively behind Gavin Guy, they'll put themselves in a strong position to move on.
As we are just about ready for the first pitch, and for Newport Harbor on the mound, we've got the guy they want, Gavin Guy, a 7-0 record in 9 appearances, 47.2 innings pitched, and he's only allowed 4 earned runs. That's a .59 ERA. He's struck out 57 batters and has only walked 7. As he'll take on Daniel Van de Creek, who rips the first pitch of the ball game into right field and into the mitt of Cameron Hatfield. 1 pitch, 1 away.
I mean, it doesn't get easier than that when you have to start off against a guy who's been so good like Daniel Van de Creek all season. There's a reason why he was named the South Coast League MVP of the season, and what he was able to do with him, 388 batting average, 14 RBIs in overall of the season. There's a reason why this Trabuco Hills team is here, Zach.
Absolutely. First pitch, breaking ball to Slater Garrido, the designated hitter for the Mustangs today. He's behind 0-1. Gavin Guy the hard throwing righty. If he can get in a groove early, watch out as he gets a high pop-up in the infield toward the third base side. And man, snags it for the second out. So 3 pitches and 2 outs for Gavin Guy on the bump. And it'll be the 3-hole hitter and the center fielder, Everett Schweer.
You see the aggressive approach right now from Trabuco Hills and what they're doing, but also much better from Gavin Guy with just forcing these pop flies right now against their 2 top hitters at the start and the get-go. You need that against a team that like Trabuco Hills, who really just ran over them in that game back in the Halo Classic at Angel Stadium.
A very delayed strike call to the Mustang center fielder. Guy gets ahead once again. The 0-1. Breaking ball fouled off over the Sailors dugout, and it's an 0-2 count.
Yeah, I like what he's doing right now. A couple approaches, go with the fastball, then come away with the slider at the right end. If you take that slider, make it eye level at the same time, bring it down just a little bit, you force these hitters to kind of swing a little bit over the top or hit one a little bit below.
0-2, Guy elects for a heater and misses outside. So it's a 1-2 count to Everett Schweer, and to extend this top half of the first. 1-2, just got a piece of it to extend the at-bat.
We're in for a treat today for sure. A 0.59 ERA in the regular season. There's a reason why he's been so good. He gets better every single time he's been out there on the mound as the starting pitcher. The last game was his first complete game of the season.
Another breaking ball. This one's chopped to second base. Going to be a tough play. And the throw in the dirt probably was going to be an infield single regardless for Schweer, as an infield single keeps the inning alive. Tough play for the second baseman, Damish.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that is almost guaranteed to be an infield hit. A little high chopper up in the air inside the infield. You got to throw across your body. I like what Damish did, not trying to force a bad throw across his body to first base. Just gave him that free bag either way. That's a good piece of hitting, though, from Everett Schweer to start off.
That allows Clayton Cruz, the first baseman, to step up to the plate in the first. He watches strike one. Schweer getting a average-sized lead at first base. First baseman Ryan Williams holding him on as Guy steps off, just to let him know that he's got him in mind. Clayton Cruz, wide stance for the righty. Breaking ball, misses down and in, it looks like. Good pitch, tried to front door that slider.
Yeah, you can tell Clayton Cruz, though, is a very patient hitter the way he has his batting stance. See the hands out, down low, right in front, keeping the knees down on the balls of his toes. You know he's going to go for a pitch that's anything close in the zone, but he knows with that stance he can read that zone extremely well.
1-1, chopped right back up the middle. It'll be Guy himself who underhands it to Williams for the third out. So a 2-out base knock gets stranded on the base paths. Sailors come up to hit in the bottom of the first. We'll be back on Tar TV Sports.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand, now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand, now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today.
Sailors coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. It'll start with the center fielder, Keone One. The sophomore watches ball one. He's had a very successful season. Played in all 28 regular season games with a .396 batting average, 16 runs scored, 5 doubles, and 9 runs batted in. 1-0. Fastball off the plate. Umpire, you got to be a little patient with. He's got a delayed strike call. But it is a 2-0 count. Keone One, Brady Mead, the southpaw, on the mound for the Mustangs. Fires in a strike, and it's now 2-1.
I think there's a certain art when it comes to an umpire's strike call. When it comes delayed like that, you know that they're thinking about the process of whether they think that hit the strikes or not. I like that better than umpires who immediately go off of what their initial reaction is.
It's a 3-1 count to Keone One. Ryan Williams, the first baseman, on deck. So Mead has fallen behind the leadoff man.
You should be centered on the batter.
And get back into the count. The 3-1 in the zone. Keone One thought it was ball 4.
Like you said, there's that delayed strike call behind with the home plate umpire. He already had the bat thrown away, and now he's got to come back and watch this 3-2 pitch.
No, we don't need to see the umpire or the catcher, just the batter.
Payoff pitch on the way from Mead. A breaking ball crushed up the middle on the ground. A sliding grab, but not able to field it cleanly. Another infield single, this time for the Sailors as they lead off with a single.
And you saw Van de Creek get to that ball in time. Had a little bit of a juggle, but I think by the time he made that throw over to first base, Keone One would have been able to get there in time. And by the way, what a nice read that he made on that pitch. He throws him the changeup, that one below the strike zone, and he tracks all the way down, brings the hands down, and lets it drive into the infield.
Good 2-strike approach for One as he leads off the bottom of the first with a single. Ryan Williams launches another off-speed in the dirt as Hill, the backstop for the Mustangs, wants to check on One over at first. Ryan Williams, a .310 batting average, another player who's been in all 28 regular season games. Drove in 13 runs and scored another 13 himself. Another check in on One. They're very worried about the base runners right off the get-go.
It's a pretty heavy righty hitter as part of the lineup again with Newport here against Mead because he's a lefty thrower. And I'm a little bit surprised that they're even throwing out Mead here because last time they had Sims, who's their best pitcher for Trabuco, up on the mound. And that was a guy who really controlled the game through 2 innings pitched back at Angel Stadium.
That one's over the middle, and it's hit to center field, but Weir is under it and snags it for out number 1. Good pitch to hit for Ryan Williams, but just got a bit underneath it. So now Gavin Guy, the counterpart to Brady Mead today, will come up to hit with the runner on first and 1 away. We'll have to wait for the first pitch as Mead wants to check on one more time.
You can just see that a lot, especially with how many stolen bases that Keone One has had this season, almost 5 through the regular season. Plenty of speed over there at first base. Just a testament to the young sophomore.
Off-speed pitch catches the outer half of the zone as Mead gets ahead of Guy, who had a .245 batting average, 24 hits on the season. Scored 20 runs, drove 13 of them in. Very productive season for him. He's also third on the team with doubles with 7 of them. But it's all about what he does on the mound and with the bat. A two-way player. as this one's flared to center field. As moving in on it and making the grab is Schweer. A couple of flyouts to center field here at the bottom of the first.
It's a good jump by Schweer over in center field. Takes a couple of steps back. That's what they tell you early on in your career when you're an outfielder. Take a few steps back, then track the ball all the way down. He comes in all the way into shallow center field, makes a grab, and good read to throw it back to first base. Because you never know if you're going to get that extra out, too.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Henry Mann. One is still on first base after the leadoff infield single, but a couple of fly balls to center field allows the cleanup hitter to step up to the plate for a lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch, and wanting to lay down a bunt is Mann, as he can't keep it in fair play.
It's a bit of an interesting approach with 2 outs and a guy on first right now.
He's trying to catch Miller, the third baseman for Trabuco Hills, off guard, but he'll take a few steps up and play even with the base. So 0-1 to the left-handed third baseman. Left-handed batting third baseman, I should say, as he watches ball one.
I think there's a certain psychology, too, when you have 2 outs and you're just throwing the bat out there as a bunt, because then you're telling the pitcher, hey, throw me the next one outside, and that's exactly what he did just now. Now he's going to probably try to come back with a strike here, and we'll see.
This is low and away. Well, good approach for Mann. He's now ahead, 2-1. Center fielder, who's been busy so far, Schweer, is shading towards right center. Perhaps playing the pull to the lefty. That's where it goes. It's ripped past the second baseman, Pompey. It's a 2-out single as one advances to second. Henry Mann over there at first. And now Grant Horsley steps up to the plate with 2 men on.
Just another good piece of hitting again from Henry Mann, and we've seen that so many times this year, what he's been able to do. What he doesn't do in pitching sometimes, he makes up for how good he is as a hitter in that 4 spot. Just takes one breaking pitch, rips it to that right field side, pulls it right through the infield, and at least with a 2-out base hit, he gives a chance here to Grant Horsley, who's been very good so far this season, a chance they score in a run here.
Watches a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Horsley, as you mentioned, productive at the plate, scored 15 runs on 23 hits. He drove in 13 himself. He's got 6 doubles. As he watches strike 2, this time Meade goes to the inside, so using both sides of the plate to his advantage.
Yeah, it's a really good spot. Inside corner, down right at the knees, like you said. Expecting to come away with something over the top now.
0-2. It's a fastball, and it's ripped into center field. That one's going to drop in front of Schweer. 1 rounds third. Trouble out in the outfield. Allows Mann to get to third. It's an RBI single for Grant Horsley, and the Sailors lead 1-0.
Just a trickle-down effect when you have something like that. And yeah, like we said, Henry Mann with that hit to the right side. Now Grant Horsley goes to the other side, gets the pitch right in that same spot like he threw that inside corner. Not what I thought he was going to throw, but because he threw it at the same eye level, Horsley was able to track it, knock it into left field. And just like that, 1-0 ball game.
That's a great approach with 2 strikes to just get a pitch and drive it to the opposite part of the field. I mean, textbook piece of hitting right there from the shortstop, as it keeps this inning alive. It started off with a leadoff infield single from 1 and then a couple of fly balls to center. Maybe thought the inning was going to fizzle out along with the momentum, but back-to-back singles from Mann and Horsley. And as we mentioned at the top of this broadcast, Justin, you got to jump on the starting pitching early in the playoffs if you want to take command of the game.
Yeah, and what Trabuco also does a lot of the times throughout the season is also switching up these pitchers as well. So You know, they're having this meeting up here on the mound right now. There's a chance where they could gauge whether they want to keep Mead there after a couple of innings or if they want to come in with a different guy, because they do have enough depth to be able to compete with this Newport team. But like you said, Newport they're the top dogs in this Division II bracket, by the way. If they had made the Division I bracket, then we'd be talking about potentially the underdogs, and I think that's what a lot of people thought. But because they're here in the Division II bracket, they're literally the top dogs, because not that long ago, they were the ones that won the California Regional in Division II.
With 2 away, the backstop. Brooks Francis steps up to the plate with runners on the corners. As he watches ball 1 in the dirt.
I think the tough thing, too, on that last hit, you saw there out in left field, Dimitrovich had an issue with that ground ball. That ball got away just from his second. That's what allowed Henry Mann to get from second to third. So he's in another really good spot. And a guy like Brooks Francis, who has the highest OBP on the team this season, this is a dangerous hitter.
And he does. He's also been, he leads the team in doubles with 9 of them. You mentioned that on-base percentage. Got great vision, great discipline, and he's ahead 2-0 here. Another lefty-lefty matchup for Brady Mead. Lost the first one to Henry Mann when he singled to right field.
Yeah, like you said, OBP is such a high number. 48.9% on-base percentage, the highest on the team. And, whenever you get close to those 500 numbers, we're talking about some of the best players in baseball that have OBPs like that.
Head coach Josh Lee giving out signs here. We'll see if Horsley's active over there at first base. It's a 2-0 count. Runners in the corners, and there goes the runner. Extended lead at third, but Mann's able to scurry back in there. Horsley swipes second. So now an extra man in scoring position.
And a defensive indifference there. I think what Coach Johnson was trying to do there was force a throw either to second base or, like they just did, throw to third base in that moment. You get a double steal there, having to pick and choose where you want to go. And you saw on third base, you see Henry Mann kind of trailing towards home plate in that moment, but that's why they threw to third base, because they wanted not allow another run to come across, obviously.
Well, now there's first base open, so if Mead doesn't want to give Brooks Francis something to hit, he doesn't have to. It's a 3-1 count now. Cameron Hatfield, the right fielder, is on deck.
And the other thing is you eliminate that easy out at second base.
And he walks him. So the bases are juiced for Cameron Hatfield now. A huge spot in this ball game early on. We're still in the bottom of the first, but you want to step on the throats of your enemies at any chance you get, and especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is a big moment right here in this game, especially early on. Don't want to give Newport Harbor, the high top dogs in this bracket right now, a chance to basically run away with it within the first half inning or so in this game, because with this Gavin Guy that's up there on the mound, runs come at a premium for Trabuco Hills at this point because of how well Gavin Guy has been throughout this season at that starting pitcher spot. And we talked about the complete game. We talked about his ERA. It's low. It's a sub-1 ERA. What does that tell you? You're not going to get a lot of runs. If you're against Jose Soriano, you got to be the White Sox to be able to get around to him. Apparently.
Here comes Cameron Hatfield in a big spot. Driven in 12 runs this season. Got a chance to drive in a few more here. Mann at third, Horsley at second, Francis at first. Mead's first pitch is a heater and a good hack from Hatfield.
And just a little bit under that swing right there. I like the hack and the idea from Hatfield.
Yo, one breaking ball ripped into left field. That one's going to get down. 1 run will score. 2-run score. It's a 3-0 Sailors lead here in the first. A 2-run single for Cameron Hatfield extends the lead.
Almost what most of the kids here will say, a meatball of a pitch, heart of the zone, maybe a little bit outside, but again, there's a reason why Cameron Hatfield is in this lineup. You know, as a linebacker, he can read plays, he can read the quarterback's eyes, read the pitcher's ball right there, took it to left field, another 2 RBIs across the board, and this is a great start for Newport Harbor right now.
The first inning extends as the second baseman Oren Damish at the plate now. He watches ball 1 high. 3 runs on 4 hits thus far. Still with another out to work with. Meade falls behind 2-0. As we'll see if there's action for the Mustangs bullpen. Someone's checking on. And we will see a mound visit, perhaps to buy enough time for someone to get loose or to perhaps make the change right here and now.
And this is becoming a very dire situation here very early on for Trabuco Hills right now. And I think you're seeing right now Meade kind of go with those high fastballs on the outside corner trying to get a swing, but you're seeing Newport Harbor not be aggressive in a way. When I say aggressive, I mean they're just taking hacks, but they're being smart about what they see. Anything close to the zone, anything that comes across middle, they're taking hacks at those pitches already. But anything that starts outside, anything that ends up outside or inside, they're not taking hacks right now. And you can clearly see that from the last couple pitches that Meade has thrown at Oren Damish right now. He's being very patient out there.
Looks like we will have a pitch and change, so Brady Meade's day is done. He exits the first inning with the bases loaded and 2 away, as we'll step away to tell you who's on the mound now for the Mustangs. We'll be right back on TAR TV.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today.
A pitch and change in the first inning for the Mustangs as Skylar Sims steps in mid at bat to Oren Damish. It was a 2-0 count. Sims comes in, throws ball 3, so it's a 3-0 count.
Yeah, this is arguably their best pitcher up on the mound. This is who I thought they were going to start at the beginning of this game, but now they're in a very dire situation. So they had to go grab Skylar Sims and get him ready, and I think they had him ready during Brooke Francis's at-bat during that at-bat when he was 4 pitches into it and got that walk, and now he's into the game. So
from 3-0 to 3-2. as a very big pitch is on the way. Bases loaded with 2 outs. It's a 3-0 Sailors lead in the bottom of the first in the opening round of the Division II CIF Southern Section playoffs. The payoff pitch. But no, below the knees. Was waiting for the call. And it is ball 4. Excuse me, now the bases are loaded as first base was open.
Yeah, just barely missed it below the strike zone, just below the knees through the fastball right at that little mark. If we had ABS, it'd be probably off by maybe half a millimeter. Who knows? But here in high school baseball, we don't have that type of system.
First pitch strike to Noah Whitaker.
This was the guy that kept Newport Harbor under for 2 innings pitched back during the Halo Classic. The reason why he's been so good, at 1.82 ERA, but you throw him in a very tough situation here with 2 outs.
0-1's off the plate. 1-1 to Whitaker.
You see how patient these Newport hitters are being right now. Anything close to that outer edge of the strike zone, they're really not taking any of those pitches right now.
Breaking ball drops in the zone. Sims lays down the hammer, and it's 1-2. A breaking ball to get ahead of the count. Catcher tried to frame it. Good job from Hill, but he's not going to get that call.
Again, just very patient right now with it. All the pitches that are going towards the outer parts of the strike zone right now. Anything close to the middle, they're taking a hack.
2-2 pitch. Inside and in fair territory, and it gets past Miller at third. Francis scores. So does Hatfield, and it's 5-0 Newport Harbor.
It's just a good read by Miller, but just a tough bounce off the turf right by his glove. I don't think he really touched it, so that probably would be ruled as an infield hit potentially, but yeah, that's a tough play to really make from a third baseman, because I think you'd also think at the same time, because of where that ball landed too, could have been a foul ball as well. Who knows? It's a bang-bang play either way, and Newport Harbor has a 5-0 lead.
Well, it looks like it was ruled an error on the scoreboard. Regardless, it's a 5-0 Sailors lead as they've batted around here in the first. Keone 1 led things off with an infield single. He's back at the plate with runners on first and second. The 1 pitch after a long pause. Breaking ball inside and chopped foul. Keone 1 trying to get on base for a second time here today and extend this early lead for the Sailors. Gather Sims trying to get out of the jam. 0-2 is laced up the middle. Rounding third is Gamish. He'll score standing, and it's 6-0 Newport Harbor. More 2-out, 2-strike hitting for the Sailors as this one drives in another run.
I mean, how good has Keone 1 been this season? It's just another testament to how well he's played throughout. You know, a starter in his freshman year on the varsity side, comes into his second year, picks up right where he leads off. You can tell this Newport team wants this just as badly as anybody else, and I'm sure they're just as frustrated losing to Huntington Beach as anyone could say.
Perhaps taking the frustration of that series loss out here in the first round of the postseason. Ryan Williams back at the dish, the 1-0. Watches the breaking ball. Clip the top of the zone to even up the count. He flew out to center for the first out of the inning, which feels like ages ago. Got a chance to reverse that trend here. Gets another breaking ball, and it's hit to third. Fielded by Miller across the diamond and scooped by Cruz. But Newport Harbor puts up a 6 spot here in the first frame And they've in a groove, and they've got Gavin Guy on the mound. We'll see him when we're back on TAR TV.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything.
Gavin Guy steps on the mound for the second inning after a pretty quick first. And the first pitch of this one is roped into right field. Amadeo Miller with a leadoff single and a crawl back into the 6-run deficit that Newport built for themselves in the first. It's a good way to start here in the second frame if you're the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's why you have a leadoff hitter in that role, obviously, with Amadeo Miller. Just takes the first pitch, drills it to right field. Opposite hit.
And this is downstairs to Josh Fitch, right fielder for the Mustangs today. Mustangs dugouts certainly got energy, trying to will their team into way back into this game, but 5, 4, 3 double play. The Sailors go around the horn.
Well, if you've been watching Newport baseball the entire season, you know the first half of the season may be one of the best defenses you'll find here in Southern California. And they just showed you why. Another great play, relay man, Damish, and Williams. All three of them making another fantastic double play like they've done all season long.
That brings up the catcher for Trabuco Hills, Tyler Hill. As Gavin Guy on pace for another quick inning. He only threw 11 pitches in the first frame. And this right here will be pitch number 5 as it's chopped away. Efficiency is key in the postseason when you got your ace on the bump.
Yeah, and if you get run support like that, then you know you've got your defense behind you, you got your bats behind you, you feel like you're going to be on top of the world. And obviously with a guy like Gavin Guy up in the mound, you're not going to get many chances here for this Trabuco Hills team to really kind of bounce back. So they're going to have to figure out how to eke at least a run or two within the next couple of innings just to even keep it close. Like we said, those runs are going to come to a premium.
It's now a 3-1 to the Mustangs backstop. Ryan Dimitrovich is on deck. Guys, 3-1, clips the bottom of the zone. As we'll see a payoff pitch. Number 8 in white versus number 8 in blue. Here it is, and he blows it right by him. Strikeout for Gavin Guy ends the top half of the second. As we go to Newport. Their turn to hit. It will be Gavin Guy leading off when we return.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today.
Back here at Stewart W. Fine Field, Newport Harbor has a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the second, looking to extend on it early against Skylar Sims, who came in with 2 outs in the first inning after Brady Mead got the start. First pitch is a comebacker right to Sims on the mound, who flips it to Cruz at first. 1 away.
Pitchers are athletes.
I was about to say it, Justin. I was about to say it. You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Just another nice read off the mound. Just reads it reaction time with the glove and just throws it to first. Nothing to it.
That brings up Henry Mann to the plate. A 2-out single extended the first and allowed the rest of the lineup to bat around after him, as it was him who started the trend of consecutive base runners, as it's a 1-1 count. After his single, Horsley singled, followed by a Francis walk, and then a Hatfield single that drove in 2. That's when Brady Mead was pulled. So it's a 2-1 count now to the Sailors' third baseman. Looking for a pitch to hit here. And he chops it over to second. High hop off the turf and sliding headfirst into first base safely is Henry Mann. So he's in there with an infield single. He's now 2 for 2.
I mean, you'd have to make a Major League Baseball play to be able to put that in time. That was a really good play, though, by Pompey. 360 turnaround, throws a first base. Knew he had to throw it across his body. But even better job by Henry Mann to just put his hand right down on the ground and basically touch that bag with his hands.
Sneaky speed from the tall lefty as the first pitch off the bat of Horsley through the 5-6 hole into left field. So back-to-back singles for Newport Harbor. Horsley's 2 for 2 on the day. So the middle of this Sailors lineup getting the job done. 4 for 4 between Mann and Horsley.
You know for sure they wish they had this during Huntington Beach. Just being able to get those balls in play, put them in between the gaps. But you know what? If you're in the playoffs and you get those types of situations, you're going to take that every single day.
Brooks Francis steps up to the plate after walking and scoring in the first. First pitch to him from Skylar Sims is a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Check on the runner and the delivery. This one's laced, dropping into left field. Rounding third and scoring with ease is Henry Mann. Brooks Francis with an RBI single pushes the lead to 7-0 Sailors.
And this is the Newport team that we've seen so often throughout this season, just being patient. We've talked about this in the last inning. And Brooks Francis was frustrated with that last pitch, the first one. Knew that was going to be a strike. Comes back, breaking pitch thrown by Skylar Sims. And all he does is poke it out to the other side of the field.
Cameron Hatfield at the plate. He drove in 2 with a single in the first. Like I mentioned, that was the last batter that Brady Mead faced. So his first time today facing Skylar Sims. The 1-0. Make it 1-1, a well-placed fastball.
These are the types of things that when Coach Josh Lee talks to these players, you can understand that his plan, his ideas, they come and work because you can clearly tell that the plan works every single time. They developed this throughout the season. Understanding, being patient at the plate, but being also to read these pitches properly, take what you can get. That's the idea from Coach Josh Lee. And you see it translate to these players and being able to do what they've done so far. 7 runs in the first 2 innings.
This one's hit to short, but it gets past Van de Creek. 1 run scores, sliding into third base safely is Brooks Francis. It's Horsley who stepped on the plate. It's now 8-0 Newport Harbor.
Just some extremely tough errors that are occurring here so far, and nothing against Skylar Sims. It's just weird little occurrences within the infield. A couple of times we saw that in that first inning. This one just kind of flips through Van de Creek's glove and some just gets into the outfield. But I think that's the thing when it comes to the playing field that they're at right now, because we talked about this when I was on call with Colin Costigan. There's a difference when it comes to turf field and a dirt field, or like a traditional field, because you don't get that same oscillation between the grass and the dirt. It's all just the same. So when you get that ball coming across the ground like that, that speed stays constant throughout the whole way. Whereas when you get on the traditional field, that grass slows it down, but once you get to dirt, then it starts to kind of roll a little bit more. But that's not what you're expecting, obviously, here at this turf field.
Yeah, well said, Justin. There's such a difference between playing on dirt and turf, and, infielders are the ones that pay the price. And it certainly looked like an inning-ending double play for the Mustangs. Instead, they're still in it, as a first and third situation with 1 out. Oren Damish at the plate lays down a bunt, but it drifts foul.
And that's the other thing that comes with the plan of Coach Josh Lee, is putting the ball in play. Force the team to have to go make some plays, and that is exactly what they did with that last one. Just weren't able to make the play. Another run comes across.
Damish showing bunt again. Sims has to check on one of the runners after stepping off the rubber. Another call from Lee over there on the third base side. 0-1 to the Sailors' second baseman. Breaking ball, eye level. Sims never followed through on that. So an 8-0 lead for Newport Harbor. 9th run, 90 feet away. As Damish gets this one down, it's a good bunt that allows the runner, Francis, to score from third. The sacrifice bunt, and it's 9-0.
Yeah, if you've been following Newport Harbor the entire season, you knew that one was going to come at some point. 1-out situation, runner at third and first, lays down the bunt, takes it down that first base line, doesn't give a chance from Skylar Sims to be able to make a play at home, just takes the easy out and concedes the run.
And now it allows Noah Whitaker to step up to the plate with 2 away, but a runner in scoring position as he swings at the first pitch. That one gets off the leather of Miller. Damish will score easily. Whitaker slides into second base feet first. It's a double for him, and the Sailors have reached double digits here in the second. 10-0, they lead over the Mustangs.
I mean, boy, oh boy, have things just continued to fall off the rails here for Trabuco Hills. And again, forcing bad mistakes from the defense of Trabuco Hills, putting the ball in play. That's all it takes for this team. And whenever they get these types of chances, they capitalize every single time that happens.
Keone won at the plate. He's 2 for 2 today. Scored a run himself in the first and then drove one in later that inning when the Sailors batted around in the 6-run first frame.
And I think there's an argument here when it comes to the Sailors team that says, hey, we could be in the Division I playoffs right now. They obviously didn't get the benefit of the doubt because they lost Huntington Beach twice. That's a tough thing to ask of when you have something like that, right? You're asked to play in one of the toughest leagues. The only spot you get in Division I is if you are at the very top, let alone being able to compete against a team like that. I mean, they didn't have a chance. But at the end of the day, they're in Division II playoffs, and they know that they're standing on top of a mountain right now against these teams.
Off the leather once again, as Pompey has trouble with it. The inning will extend, so Keone Wan doesn't get credit for a hit, but he's on base for the third time today. So Ryan Williams now steps up. Williams 0 for 2 today. Fly out to center and a ground ball to third. First pitch swinging, and he chops it to short. He'll go the easy way to second as the Mustangs get the third out, but not before 4 runs score for the Sailors. As we go into the third, they lead 10-0, and we'll be right back on TAR TV.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford F-150, a workhorse with the power to take on anything. From California's best-selling truck brand. Now you can lease the Ford F-150 STX for only $359 a month. Just $359. Hurry in today. The Ford
8-9-1 for the Mustangs in the third. Gavin Guy, only 20 pitches thus far. Pitch number 21 is strike one against the left fielder Ryan Dimitrovich. Chopped over to third. Strong throw from Mann. Across the diamond for out number 1.
It's almost smooth sailing now here for the Sailors. Just play good defense. Keep this game in control now. You have 10 runs up on the board for Gavin Guy, and with your ace up there on the mound, this is easy goings for him. And I expect him to only just be out there probably just for this last inning. Save his arm, maybe use him later on down the stretch in the rest of this playoff bracket.
I will certainly see how the rest of this game is managed. But here in the third, Landon Pompey with an 0-1 count. Chases a high fastball. It's now 0-2. The winner of this game advances to round 2 and will face the winner of Great Oak versus Valley View in the first round, or excuse me, the second round of the 2026 CIF Southern Section Baseball Division II tournament, as the 0-2 is fouled off. A couple of notable matchups locally. Costa Mesa takes on Servite in Division II. Corona Del Mar will take on Bishop Amat in Division III. Beautiful breaking ball. Pompey goes down looking, and there's 2 away. Second strikeout of the day for Henry Mann.
Like we said, for Gavin Guy and what he's been able to do up on the mound so far throughout this season, put some nice pitches, and you saw that breaking pitch right there. That's his bread and butter, using that 2-strike pitch to come up and away and catch you looking. That's exactly what he did with Pompey there.
Well, if you can throw the fastball for a strike, you're a pitcher, right? But if you can throw a secondary pitch for a strike just like that, you're going to have some success.
You know more than I do, buddy.
As Gavin Guy has been elite on the mound all season long and continues to showcase that ability here in the first round. Goes downstairs with, looked like a changeup. 1-1 to the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs, Daniel Van de Creek. Shortstop.
The real question is it like looking in a mirror when it comes to Gavin? Even though he's a righty pitcher and you're a lefty pitcher, yeah.
We'll have to see when a southpaw comes in for the Sailors. And the memories will really start coming back. 2-1 to Daniel Van de Creek. He flew out to right field in the first. Here he looks to extend the inning against Guy. The 2-1 front door breaking ball. Beautifully executed pitch to even the count at 2-2.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait until Grant Horsley comes on the mound. Then that's your guy to look out for. They haven't reported the score yet from Valley View and Gray Oak, so a lot of people paying attention to the phones right now.
High heater is ripped up the middle, but fielded by Horsley. And right on cue, Grant Horsley makes a play for the third out. As we go to the bottom of the third, a clean 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Guy. We'll be back on Tar TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
For the second consecutive inning, when the Sailors are up to bat, it'll be the pitcher Gavin Guy leading things off. Skyler Sims for Trabuco Hills still on the mound. He gets a first pitch swing from Guy. It's chopped to short. Strong throw to Cruz at first. One pitch, one out in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Gavin Guy going into the next inning. 30 pitches. You don't see that often when it comes to starting pitch, but that's how good he's been throughout the season, keeping pitch counts low, forcing hitters to do bad things, and that's exactly what he's done on the mound so far in this one.
He's been about as efficient as you can be. Like you said, 30 pitches through 3. 10 pitches an inning, that's pretty good, especially with a couple of strikeouts to go along with it. Henry Mann, 2 for 2 on the day with a couple of singles and a couple more runs. 1-1 count. Crushes one to right. Heading towards the bullpen, and that ball is gone. Henry Mann deposits one over the right field wall to extend the Sailors' lead.
There's a reason why this ballpark is such a lefty hitter's paradise. You see another one very close to that same place he hit that walk-off home run against Los Alamitos. A massive home run there, and then that was an absolute no-doubter from Henry Mann, his third home run of the season now.
Horsley steps up to the plate with one away now. He's also 2 for 2 with 2 singles, 2 runs. He's got a stolen base on top of it as well. But what a day at the plate for Henry Mann. 3 for 3, and now that home run to go along with it nearly landed where the Sailors relief pitcher out there is getting loose, as he was the first one to know it was gone.
It was on the receiving end of that ball out there.
1-2 pitch, just foul down the third base line. One-two pitch from Sims. Taking ball upstairs. As Justin Lee's doing his best investigative journalism to figure out who is getting loose for the Sailors.
Well, I've got news for you in a second.
I think that's Ryan Williams.
It is Ryan Williams. Yep. Warming up in the bullpen. Like as we said, we knew Gavin Guy was potentially going to get taken out of this game after what just happened.
Payoff pitch is hit off the end of the bat. Shallow right field. That one gets down into the Bermuda's Triangle of the field. Always a tough play between those 3 fielders, as that one splits the gap.
If you ever get something like that, then, obviously you need some really good communication skills to be able to call that ball off, and a little bit of guts, too, to go get that ball. Looked like Pompey had a chance to go grab it, and then it just misjudged it just maybe a little bit, and it just fell onto the grass slightly.
Well, in the scorebook, it is a hit, so Horsley's also 3 for 3 on the day. That allows Brooks Francis to step up. Lefty watches one inside and extends the count to 2-0. Out in front of a good pitch from Sims, and it's 2-1. Worsley at first after a single into shallow right field, and the check on him is late. A 2-1 pitch. Francis out in front once again.
It felt like a much-needed hit there for Grant Horsley, or at least from what we've seen from him so far today. 3 singles today, a little bit of a bounce-back game for him because he had been a little bit quiet through that last stretch of the season.
Off the plate, and the count runs full. Newport Harbor's catcher. It's been this middle part of the Sailors lineup that's been getting the most production, as a 3-2 pitch is ripped into right field. Horsley was on the move. He slides safely into third. Throw gets behind him, and so Francis will take the extra 90 feet as well.
Again, this time, the last at bat, Brooks Francis poked it out to left field. This time he pulls the bat and sends it to right field. Again, this Newport team, anytime they've been given a chance, they've been able to get some really good hits. And if it's not going to be against Huntington Beach, it's going to be against all of these teams that they played throughout the season. This team is just ready to play playoffs right now.
I mean, we talked about a lot of the incentives coming into this game, the fact that they dropped that series to Huntington Beach after winning every Sunset League series coming into that one. And then you talked about it, that 8-0 loss in the Halo Classic to this team right here. Certainly, Newport Harbor coming into this matchup with a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
A little bit vendetta.
As the 1-0 catches the zone to Cameron Hatfield.
Yeah, I think it all trickles down to it when you look at it. You lose to Huntington Beach, the Sunset League front runners for the last couple of years, and then you lose to a team like Trabuco Hills High School, and you're thinking maybe we should have done a lot better.
That one gets into center field. 1 run scores. Francis held up at third and able to scurry back in there safely. But another run scores as Horsley stepped on the plate An RBI single for Cameron Hatfield, his second hit of the day, his third run batted in as the Sailors continuing to pour it on.
Man, oh man, this has just been a really nice day for Newport Harbor and just a tough day for the Mustangs so far. We talked about this in the pre-show. If you can't pull the reins on the Mustangs, then you're going to have a really tough time. But it's been the opposite. It's been the Mustangs that have had some tough issues at defense so far. And with what they've done this season, a 92% fielding percentage, this is a surprising performance so far.
So Skylar Sims, his day is done. We'll see who replaces him when we return on TAR TV.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Welcome back into Stuart W. Fine Field. Before the action begins, let's hear a quick word from Big Ten Plus.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Big Ten Plus. Get 3 months of Big Ten Plus for only $4.99 per month. Scan the QR code or go to big10plus.com and enter NFHS when selecting a monthly pass at checkout.
New pitcher in the ballgame, Christian Aguilas for the Mustangs. First pitch is ripped into center. Under it is Schweer as Francis tags up from third, and he's sliding into the plate for the run. It's a baker's dozen for the Sailors.
Yeah, that just gets the job done enough there for Cameron Hatfield, just lacing one up in the air. Fly ball, sacrifice fly, nothing to it for the kid.
But Noah Whitaker at the plate now with 2 away. First pitch, he sends one to center field as well. Pretty similar spot as where Damish just put it. And it's caught for the third out. So through 3 innings, the Sailors lead 13-0 over Trabuco Hills. We'll be back for the 4th on TAR TV.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The Ford F-Series.
New pitcher on the mound for Newport Harbor as the right-handed Ryan Williams comes in the fourth to replace Gavin Guy. First pitch swinging is Slater Garrido, and it's chopped down to the third base side, and a strong throw across the diamond to Man, who's now at first base. There's one away. So Williams and Guy switching places defensively.
Yeah, that's usually how it's been throughout the season. The two of each other just switching off whenever they need to. Good spot, though. Like we predicted. They would take out Gavin Guy, put in Williams, give him a little bit of some warm-ups here in the playoffs to at least kind of get a rhythm potentially going into the rest, because they're also going to lean on him for sure later on.
Another one chopped to third. This one's fielded by Man. Another strong throw to first base for the out. Two quick outs for Ryan Williams.
If you want to find some of the best defense you've ever seen in Southern California baseball, there's a couple different places you can go. Harvard Westlake, Orange Lutheran, Mater Dei, Huntington Beach, Newport Harbor. Those are the 5 teams so far I've seen this year that have had really good defense, and you're seeing it all in full colors.
Another first pitch swinging. It softly hits a Horsley at short, who fires it to Guy at first. Quick work for Ryan Williams in the fourth. They go down 1-2-3 as the Sailors trying to add to their 13-run lead when we return.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Welcome back into Newport Beach here at Stewart W. Fine Field. I'm Zach Durham, here with Justin Lee, as we have probably arguably the best seats in the house here for this playoff matchup, as the Sailors lead 13-0 over the Mustangs.
Yeah, best seats in the house. We're seeing a front row seat to some of the best defense, some of the best offense, pitching. I think that's one of the things that not a lot of people talk about enough with Josh Lee's program. And I think Huntington Beach's coach also mentioned this as well. Just the appreciation that he has for what Coach Josh Lee has been able to do within the last couple of years, switching a program into something that we have not seen from Newport in some time. Look, the last time this Newport team had a Sunset League title, and this is as far as I believe it goes, 1940 was the last time they had a Sunset League title.
I mean, it's a tough competitive division as a slow pitch is rolled over to third across the diamond, as Keone 1 goes down for the first out in bottom of the fourth.
But you feel like they're on the doorstep right there. The closest they've had was actually this year, because they had a chance, if they were able to get that win against Huntington Beach, at least had a chance, if they won 2 out of 3, to get that Sunset League title, but didn't end up being that way, obviously.
Wasn't meant to be this year, but certainly the trajectory of this program under Josh Lee is going in the right direction, as the heater stays upstairs to Ryan Williams, the new pitcher for the Sailors, as he's 0-for-3 today, but looking to reverse that trend here. 1-1 pitch off the plate, 2-1.
I think the other thing, too, is that a lot of people could look at the paper when they see what Newport Harbor has done the last couple of years. Right? We're talking about the CA regional that they won back in 2021, or 22 rather, and then you see that they were at the Division I playoffs a year ago, right? But people would think that's a step down if you're in Division II playoffs. What happened throughout the year? Well, there's a lot of reasons, right? Losing to Huntington Beach, playing in one of the toughest leagues in the entire CIF Southern Section, maybe the entire CIF Southern Section, right? But if they get another win in the CIF Division II regionals and get another title, then you're asking people in the area and telling them, hey, we have a program where you can come play baseball at the highest level. And I'm sure they'll be in Division I next year if they're able to attract the same guys that they've been able to reel into this program. And that's all thanks to Josh Lee down there at third base.
Absolutely. A good 2-2 pitch just misses the zone from Christian Avilos as the count runs full to Ryan Williams. As 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Williams. As there's 2 away.
Nice slider. I like that from Christian Avalos. Delivers one in the outside. Looks like it started middle, and then forces Ryan Williams, being a little bit aggressive there, to swing and miss on that pitch.
Here's Gavin Guy with 2 away. Breaking ball off the plate. Guy also 0 for 3 today, but did his damage with his right arm. 3 innings pitched, only allowed 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. He faced 10 batters and only threw 30 pitches. So you do the math. That's pretty good.
Very good. I think that's a dream for anybody who would want to, be a pitcher. You got to have that low pitch count, and to do it, 30 for 3 innings? That's not easy to do. Only the best can do stuff like that.
2-0 pitch just missed. I thought that was going to be strike 1. Instead, it's a 3-0 count. And remand the lefty on deck. I'll have to wait one more pitch, as that one's right down Broadway. 3-1.
Hey, you know what Gavin Guy does? When he doesn't hit it very well at times, even though he has been one of the arguably the best hitters for the Sailors team, but what he doesn't do in offense, he'll do in pitching. That's exactly what he's been able to do throughout the year. He's been perfect on the win column. He's been better every time you look at the games that he's pitched in. 5 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched, and then most recently the Huntington Beach game. That was his first complete game of the season.
Yeah, with 3 innings today, he's over the 50-inning mark on the season, as the 3-2 is flared towards the clubhouse, drifting back into fair territory and caught for the 3rd out. So for the first time today, the Sailors go down in order, as we're through 4 here at Stuart W. Fine Field. The Sailors lead 13-0. We'll be back for the 5th.
Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's
Top 5 here, as Amadeo Miller, the 3rd baseman, leads things off for the Mustangs. Ryan Williams, 2nd pitcher of the day for the Sailors. Only threw 4 pitches in the 4th inning, in which he retired the 2, 3, 4 spots in the Mustangs lineup on 3 ground balls. But here he's behind 2-1 to Miller, who's 1 for 1 with a single. One of the only guys to get the best of Gavin Guy today. Weir had one in the 1st, and then Miller led off the 2nd with a single. But he was stranded there. Well, no, he got thrown out at the 5-4-3 double play turned. He was not stranded.
And this is really Ryan Williams' performance to kind of lock in here, despite the score on the board, obviously.
Slowly chopped to short. Horsley across his body, makes a strong throw. I mean, he made that play look real easy.
Grant Horsley has been there since his freshman year. You know, makes it look so easy. It's like having Zach Nano, Manny Machado when you have Henry Mann there at third base and Grant Horsley at shortstop. You got the best left side infield defense in Southern California.
They've been sharp today. A lot of ground balls. That's 5 consecutive going back to the last pitch that Guy threw. First pitch to Fitch is flared into right field and grabbed for out number 2.
Quick innings here right now from Ryan Williams so far. He's only thrown, 6 pitches so far, and that last inning, 4 pitches, so he's almost up to, he's at 10 pitches right now. The pitch count has been low because they've been able to force these hitters to make bad decisions.
What happens when you throw strikes? And he throws another one here. No reaction to the comebacker as he walks that one off like a boss.
That's a bad man.
1-2-3 inning for the Mustangs. We go to the bottom of the 5th from Stuart W. Fine Field for Newport Beach. We're back on TAR TV.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Back to Newport Beach, California for the first round of the CIF Southern Section Division II baseball playoffs. Newport Harbor have a sizable lead over Trabuco Hills, 13-0 here as we approach the bottom of the 5th. New arm on the mound for the Mustangs. It's a southpaw, Ethan Miller, taking over for Christian Avilos. Nice. It's going to be Henry Mann, Grant Horsley, and Brooks Francis due up here in the 5th.
They've also got some defensive changes, too. You've got Slater Garrido now behind the dish, and Tyler Hill's at first base.
So Avalos came in to relieve Sims, who, you mentioned it, Justin. You thought he was going to get the start, but he comes in relief after Brady Mead only got 2 outs in the first. So Avilos got a couple of outs, but now Ethan Miller starts a clean inning in the 5th. So it looks like Slater Garrido is now taking care of the catching duties for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it looks like Newport's going to have some pinch hitters coming in too later.
First pitch from Mann, or two-man, I should say, in another lefty-lefty matchup. He fouls that one off. Mann homered over the right field wall his last time around. He's 3 for 3 today with 3 runs scored.
Another one of those pitches that could have been another home run up across, but damage has already been done by this Newport Sailors team already, so don't really have to do a whole lot for this last stretch of the game right here. Just reset, keep it close, and rest up the guys and give them a little bit of chance, because obviously they're going to have to play within 4 to 5 days that they have to play the next game. Reset and get ready for the next one.
The next slated matchup, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Great Oak and Valley View. That will be on the 19th. As a 1-2 pitch roped into right field. Another hit for Henry Mann. Make it 4 for 4 today.
Another really good piece of hitting from Henry Mann, and 4 for 4 performance. I mean, like we talked about, this team, this Newport team, playing with a lot of vendetta, and they're just playing like they want to earn this just as bad as the top dog in this bracket.
Horsley swings the first pitch and pops it up in the infield. It's going to be the second baseman, Pompey, who makes the grab. So he breaks the perfect streak for the 4-5-6 spot in the lineup for the Sailors. Up until that point, they were perfect on the day. As Matt Andrews coming in to hit for Brooks Francis. First pitch is down, and he's ahead 1-0. He's got Mann on first after his leadoff single. Lefty delivers. It's in the turf. A good block back there from Garrido, the new catcher. Keeps that in front of him.
And like we talked about, and Coach Johnsley going to the dugout and trying to pull some guys here. Matt Andrews was also one of those guys who I think a lot of people thought was going to be a big factor throughout the season with his size.
That one's flared down the left field side. Unable to see what happened there. I believe it landed foul, and yes, it did.
Yeah, so when he transferred here from Monterey Day in his sophomore year, part of basically a package, if you will, with some of the other guys, obviously. You know, Mann came from Monterey Day, Brooks Francis came from Monterey Day. So you see the attraction effect when it comes to a program like this. You know, when you don't have that success like you do at the Trinity League, then you start to trickle down to the other schools. And Newport is starting to become one of those schools, and you see it on that roster.
Waits for the breaking ball and hammers it in the left center field. Henry Mann going first to third. And advancing to second on the throw is Andrews. So a pinch hit knock for number 9. Another pinch hitter on the way for the Sailors here, who are in cruise control in the bottom of the 5th. It's Chant Bolding at the plate. So Mann at third, and now Andrews at second after taking the extra 90 feet on the throw. So Bolding at the dish with one away. 2 runners in scoring position. Watches ball 1. Plenty of action across Southern California today. Plenty of games underway, including this one here. It looks like the Sailors are well on their way into the second round. Dana Hills taking on Aquinas. Mission Viejo taking on Bishop Alamany. Yorba Linda and Loyola. But Costa Mesa Servite should be a fun one. 1-1 pitch. Down the pipe and flared towards the parking lot and the Environmental Nature Center.
And the big one that I've got marked tomorrow is Huntington Beach playing Harvard Lake, number 2 in that Division I bracket. They just beat Temecula Valley on Tuesday, 11-0.
Yeah, it's a highly touted matchup that scouts will certainly be keeping a keen eye on as Bolding goes down swinging. There's 2 away. So Austin Gillis coming in to hit here for Orrin Damish in a slew of pinch hitters for Josh Lee. Lefty fires. First pitch, rips one into left field. That one's going to get down. Man steps on the plate. 2 runs are going to score on the pinch hit double from Austin Gillis, who's having fun out there. It's now 15-0 Sailors.
There's another first pitch swing approach, and they're pitched right down the gutter and just takes it one right to left field. Austin Gillis, he's been in the lineup a couple of times. And again, coming in here and putting himself in a nice position. Now they've got Leo Roachberger coming in for Whitaker.
Everyone's getting in on the hit party now. Roachberger swings the first pitch, fouls it straight back. $15-0 lead for the Sailors now, as they've kept their foot on the gas from pitch number 1. As the lefty Miller steps off the mound. Started this inning, and he's trying to finish it here. The 0-1 well placed. It's the swing and miss from Roachberger.
I'm trying to figure out who the pinch runner was early on that came in for Matt Andrews after he knocked in that single. Could be one of those JV call-ups late in the season here.
Miller taking his time, trying to throw one more strike to get out of this 5th inning. Roachberger taking his first hacks of the day, looking to get on base. 0-2. It's a piece of it to stay alive. Just Austin Gillis at second base, the only base runner for the Sailors here in the 5th. Nasty breaking ball. Doesn't get the call. It's ball 1. Looked like a pretty good pitch to me.
It's like one of those close ones, especially with the seat that we have in the house. You being a pitcher and me being a former Little League umpire.
And a pro wiffle ball player. Swing and a miss. It's down and away from the backstop, but corralled by Garrido and thrown down to first. So 2 runs score in the 5th. The lead is pushed on to 15 as we go to the top of the 6th. Sailors on top. See you on Part TV, the 6th.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Pinch hitting for the Mustangs to lead off the top of the 6th will be Jared Dunning in the 8th spot. Ryan Williams on the mound. He's been sharp. 11 pitches through the 4th and 5th innings. And this is downstairs with ball 1. Out 1, over to second base, corralled and tossed on over to Guy at first. Nice play by Damish for out number 1. So Luke Hoffman, the new pinch hitter. for the Mustangs in the 9 spot. Replacing the second baseman, Landon Pompey. Williams' first pitch gets a swing, and it's chopped over to third. Mann fires a strike for the second out. A lot of ground balls today, and a lot of them have been going to Henry Mann. Seems like every inning he's made a play.
Yeah, I mean, when you get pull balls like that down that third base line, he's right there every single time. Like Manny Machado, he's able to seek and destroy those ground balls. I love what he does, though. You're seeing some of the best defense because you know what he did? He took that one little hopper, jumped up in the air, settled his feet, threw it right to first base on a strike.
And it looks like we might have a pitch and change here. We know the pitch count isn't too high for Ryan Williams, but given the score line, nothing to risk here. So Williams, his day is done after 2 2/3. As we have his replacement on the way. We'll let you know who it is when we return on TAR TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic.
We're in the 6th inning, or excuse me, the 6th inning, and Sam Clapp is on the mound now for Newport Harbor. Ryan Williams faced 8 batters. He threw 14 pitches. Pretty impressive, Justin.
Oh, yeah, very impressive. So far today from these pitchers from Newport, 44 pitches in collective total. We're in the 6th inning right now. That's how well they've pitched so far. And you throw Sam Clapp out here, he's obviously hasn't been the best in the bullpen, but he's also one of the younger, more promising prospects in the Newport Harbor bullpen. Senior next year, he'll be a guy to really step up.
Laird out into right field, and dropping over the fence. It is a home run. The umpire's right on top of it, and that one just kept tailing and tailing away from the right fielder. It's a solo home run for Daniel Vandekreek. And the Mustangs are on the board.
A tricky wall out there in right field. That's why it always looks like it could just be a ball that bounces off the wall, but because that distance out there, about 274, it's a little hard to tell whether that ball goes over or not. That was a pretty well hit ball by Vandekreek. Not much to it, but when you get a guy who, Vandekreek has been good so far this season in the South Coast League, going to do that at some point.
It was hard to see from our vantage point exactly where that landed as the first pitch to Garrido is hammered to center field, but underneath it is one for the third out. But the Mustangs get on the board courtesy of Van de Kriek, his solo shot. It's 15-1 as we go into the bottom of the sixth on TAR TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Bottom of the sixth, Mustangs got on the board courtesy of a solo home run with 2 outs from the shortstop Daniel Van de Kriek. But the Sailors coming up to hit one more time, trying to add a little bit more on top to their 14-run deficit. Nanad Dandekar, the new pitcher on the mound for Trabuco Hills. As we'll see some more substitutes as Max Samrock leads off, hitting for Keone 1 in the leadoff spot. Watches the first pitch go low and away for ball 1. Max Hamrock, the leadoff hitter, and he ropes one into right field. Aggressive approach, he was ready to hit. And he starts it off with a leadoff single.
And just another one of those opposite field hits again from this Newport team, and there's just nothing to it. What do we have? 16 hits now, over 15 hits on the board for this Newport team. Man, they've been able to really hit around a Trabuco team who I think a lot of people thought was going to make this super competitive.
Yeah, we talked about it, how, and it looks like we actually are going to see the pitcher hit. Yes, we are. It's Sam Clapp stepping up to the plate. But to my point, it's been some great situational hitting, great approaches at the plate, a lot of 2-out hitting. A lot of 2-strike hitting. But this time it's a first pitch swing. And they'll get the first out at second, but not able to get 2. So Sam Clapp now at first after that fielder's choice. So Dylan Tucci now. Left-handed bat here in the 6th. 1 on with 1 away.
And they're really throwing out the youngsters. This is the youngest of the bunch. Dylan Tucci, the only sophomore on this roster. Freshman.
Well, the pitch was a strike, but check back on the pitcher is of no avail.
And Dylan Tucci is going to be a guy to look out for in the coming years for this Newport team, just because of his raw power and his ability to, be a definite piece behind the dish. He's taken over for Brooks Francis after he departs from the program after next year, and Tucci is another one of those perfect examples of these freshman guys who've come into this program here at Newport Harbor and have turned into just some really talented players.
Drops one to first, to second for one, and the throw back to first is off the mark. So we'll see one more Sailor batter come to the plate here. A couple of fielders' choices get 2 outs. Cole Harrison now. Two outs here in the 6th for the Sailors. As Harrison watches ball 1.
I think, when you look at the bracket that Newport Harbor has down the right next to the stretch, you see Aquinas and Dana Hills, Gar and El Segundo. Between those 4 teams, really, I think Gar and Dana Hills are the only schools I could think of that would be the front runners in that part of the bracket. But then if they're the winners, Newport Harbor, the way they play like they do today, I think a lot of people think they have a really good chance of really running away with this thing, because I think the only threat to them in this part of the bracket would really just be Mission Viejo or Yorba Linda, for that matter.
And you're right, they're on the opposite side in the 4th quadrant, but got to go one round at a time, and certainly looks like Newport Harbor took that approach here. And we talked about all that they came into this game with, the series loss to Huntington Beach to end the regular season, and the 8-0 loss in the Halo Classic. And, not done yet, but certainly came into this game with a little more to play for. And going into the 2nd round, they'll have to find another thing to kind of use to put a chip on their shoulder, or play with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, I think just being in the Division II bracket is that chip on the shoulder for them because of where they stand right now. And you look at just, what they've had to go through. It's just, now that they're here, now they have a chance to go get another regional title, and I'm sure they're ready to go get it. This is Tyler Clark, by the way.
Tyler Clark at the plate after a walk to Cole Harrison. So there's runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 away. Clark watches strike 1. Flip the outer half of the zone.
I'm really happy to see Tyler Clark actually up the bat here because of what he's had to go through throughout the season. A lot of people thought he was going to be that number 2, number 3 pitcher in the rotation. Obviously, he hasn't been there because of his injury.
It's under 1 and hits the bottom of that netting here in front of us, and quickly he's down 0-2.
Hopefully, when he comes back, he'll be that number 1, or rather, wherever he decides to go, because he's a senior, excuse me. But he's got a lot of really good talent. Obviously, sucks to have a UCL tear, obviously.
0-2 pitch on the way. It's hit hard to 2nd. Picked up cleanly and thrown to 1st for the out. So a couple base runners from the bench of Newport Harbor after their first crack at the plate, but unable to come across and score. We're off to the 7th inning here in Newport Beach. 15-1 Sailors. We'll be back on TAR TV.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics
And Clapp trying to get 3 more outs for the Sailors as they'll face Sean Dugan to start things off here in the 7th. Two-0 count now to the pinch hitter, Dugan. Looking to spark something here. His teammate Vandekreek put his team on the board with 2 outs in the 6th with a solo home run to right field. And here he's ahead 3-0. Number 4 spot in the lineup on deck is due up, but it looks like we have a pinch hitter for Clayton Cruz. 3-0 down the pipe. And the 3-1 is offered at from Dugan, and he flares it foul. The count runs full. A minute past 5 p.m. here in Newport Beach as the sun on its way to setting behind us at Stuart W. Fine Field. The payoff pitch gets a swing and a miss from Dugan. He goes down for out number 1. Yes, it's been a very balanced approach here today, Justin, and they can take this performance into the rest of the postseason. They'll be firing on all cylinders as Evan Nicoretti is the pinch hitter. Front door to that one and finds the zone. 1-1 count. It's now 2-1. Clapp was behind 3-0 to start off the inning against Dugan, but came back and punched him out. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball clipped the elbow as it's a hit by pitch. So a 1-out base runner here for the Mustangs. Cy Oweiler now stepping up to hit for the Mustangs here in the 7th. Clapp's first pitch, softly flared over the Trabuco Hills dugout on the third base side. Clapp looking for a ground ball here. It looks like we're going to get a pinch runner over at first. Oh, the only change for now. So here's Oweiler, and then 0-1 count. Good pitch, low and away. Hard to place it in a better spot than that to a lefty. It's 0-2. Softly chopped on the right side. Off the leather of Damish. Tough play to begin with. That soft dribbler just in between Damish and Guy over there. As we'll see a mound visit here for the Sailors. It's going to be the move for Josh Lee. Does he want to keep Clapp in to get 2 more outs? No, he decides to go to the bullpen one more time to get 2 outs. As we'll have a pitching change. And we'll take a break as they do so. So we'll be right back. One more break for you here on TAR TV before we wrap things up. Don't go anywhere.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Nikolajewski on the mound, trying to get 2 more outs for the Sailors. Chid music to the pinch hitter. One and 0. Couple of runners on for the Mustangs here. It's now a 2-0 count. Ground ball is all the Sailors need. They've turned 2 once already today. Good spot right at the knees.
Trabuco Hills is going to have a hard time coming back to this one because obviously the score on the board, but looking for that second Division II CAF Southern Section Championship game. They missed out back in 2021, losing 2-3 against Thousand Oaks that year. So, this is a team that's going to have a lot of vendetta coming into 2027 when it comes to the next baseball season when they come back, because they have a lot of good talent, a lot of upside for Trabuco Hills. But today they just played a much better team.
Newport Harbor trying to finish the job off today on this fine Thursday. Called strike 3 looking. Caught at the knees. Tommy Luce goes down for the second out. So Noah Garcia, the last representative for now for Trabuco Hills. Cuts right through. Pitch down the middle, and he's behind 0-1. Garcia trying to keep this ball game alive. Watches a good breaking ball, just missed the zone. Garcia's taking his first hacks of the day. 1-1 on the way. And he watches it off the plate.
I think a conversation eventually is going to have to be had is when you talk about the Sunset League play. When it comes to the end of it, when you look at all these teams that are in the Sunset League and how competitive it is, you almost certainly think that maybe 2 spots is guaranteed enough to be in the Division I playoffs if Newport and Huntington Beach continue to face off each other in the next couple of years and where that program goes. Huntington Beach will always be up there just because of, the track record that they have and, with what Coach Benji Madure has done over at Huntington Beach, but Newport Harbor is right there.
3-1 pitch in the dirt, so it's a 2-out walk. So Jared Dunning, who pinch hit to lead off the 6th frame, is back at the dish here with the bases juiced.
It's actually the first walk that has been dished out today by the Sailors pitching staff.
Yeah, they had been excellent with their command, throwing strikes all afternoon. Still 1 out away. First pitch strike, called on the outer half of the plate. Dunning, in his only appearance, grounded out to second base. Go 1 downstairs. Bases juiced and a 1-1 pitch on the way. The righty fires. Hammered into left field. That one, a diving grab ends the game. Oh my goodness. What a grab out there in left field. Not only keeps a couple of runs off the board, but it ends this one in fashion. Wow. Just when you thought you've seen it all, a web gem caps off this ball game. Final score, Newport Harbor 15, Trabuco Hills 1. Wow, what a way to end that ball game. Justin saw a lot of good pitching, a lot of hitting for power, for contact. I mean, what a well-rounded performance for Newport Harbor in the first round of the playoffs.
I'd love to see that replay again from that play. I mean, what better way to have Noah Whitaker be able to make a catch like that, like he's done all season long and what he's been able to do. I mean, look at this. This is a full body extension he's had to make with the ball right down on the floor almost and just doing what he does. Oh, man, what a guy Noah Whitaker has been. That's just another testament to how good this Newport Harbor defense has been throughout the season and just what they've been able to do. And they showed off again, defense, pitching, hitting. It's been all there on the table today. This Newport Harbor team firing on all cylinders, and that's exactly what they're going to need if they want to make it through this Division II playoffs. And they started off on a hot note, being able to go against Trabuco Hills. Not only did they lose to them, not only did they lose to Huntington Beach, but they came back, they got a win in the biggest way possible, and now they're riding through momentum depending on who wins between Great Oak and Valley View.
Absolutely. As we welcome you back here to Stuart W. Fine Field, I'm Zach Durr. I'm here with Justin Lee to my left, and what a way for Newport Harbor to kick off their postseason with a dominant 15-1 win over a team that beat them 8-0, not just in the regular season, but in the Halo Classic. That's a game that everyone has their eyes on, and Newport Harbor were flat out embarrassed in that game. So this was a game they came back and certainly were ready to play.
Yeah, they got trampled over by the Mustangs. You know what? The Sailors came back with the real lasso in their hand. They were able to keep the reins on top of this Mustangs team, and they hit on every single thing that we talked about in the pre-show, was having good defense, being able to play cleanly. But this offense, it's something that we hadn't really seen towards the last stretch of the season, and now that it's starting to get a lot more activated, you can expect this team to really become that natural front runner here in the Division II playoffs, and just like they did back in 2022, making it all the way to the regional state championship title. You know what? It's all on the table for them, and it's in their hands now to control their own destiny and be able to come back and get another plaque under head coach Josh Lee again.
Absolutely. As we'll take you through the numbers, it was 15 runs on 15 hits, 1 error for the Sailors, and for the Mustangs, 1 run on 3 hits and 5 errors, as The lone run came on a solo shot in the 6th off the bat of Daniel Vandekreek that just crept over the wall in right field. But we saw a home run for the Sailors as well. Henry Mann deposited one over the right field wall himself. He went 4 for 4 at the plate today. What a day for him. And with both the bat and the glove, he had about 5 or 6 ground balls head his way.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about, his playability as an athlete and what he's been able to do offensively or defensively, he does it on all different parts of it. And when he's pitching, sure, he may be not the best guy, but what he doesn't make up in that, he makes up surely in that offensive side and being able to make some really nice plays at third base. And like we talked about, this Newport team, and then not just him, but also Grant Horsley at shortstop as well. It's the best interior defense on the left side in all of Southern California, if not the best as well. And if they want to go very deep, they're going to have to be able to stay consistent like that. And something we just didn't really see much in Sunset League play towards the last stretch. Going to need to see a lot of that more, but a lot to keep their heads up upon and a lot to build off of going into the rest of this playoffs.
Absolutely. As we mentioned it earlier, but once again, Newport Harbor, obviously they've advanced into the second round of the postseason. They'll take on the winner of Great Oak and Valley View. That game should be wrapping up soon. Not sure what the score is over there yet, but obviously we'll find out who the opponent will be on the 19th of May. So 5 days from now, we will have another playoff matchup for Newport Harbor baseball. But we'll take a quick break. We're going to wrap up this broadcast after we hear from one of your Sailors, as we'll take a step aside and return, and we'll wrap up this broadcast for you real soon. But don't go anywhere. We're watching TAR TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hogue Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Welcome back here to Stewart W. Fine Field. Zachary Durham here with Justin Lee after Newport Harbor took down Trabuco Hills 15-1 in the first round of the postseason. And we got a chance to get word from Gavin Guy, as he was the starting pitcher. Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, Gavin, how's it going, my man? I wanted to ask, just based off from what you guys had finished off in the regular season and then coming up till now, it seemed like there was a lot on the table for you guys to have basically the performance that you guys had today. You know, losing out to Trabuco Hills 8-0 at the Halo Classic, and then obviously not getting the Sunset League title. What was the word from Coach Lee coming into the playoffs on how you guys were going to adjust?
Yeah, we were definitely fired up and ready to win after those last two games against Huntington, and the 8-0 loss at Angel Stadium. So yeah, we were definitely hungry for a win today.
I wanted to talk about just how well you've been performing through, the last stretch of the season. climbing up the ranks, and then finally get that, complete game against Huntington Beach, and now you guys are essentially the front runners in a way. Do you guys feel like that? Do you guys feel like you're there as a team collectively to go as far and as deep as like you guys did back in 2022?
Yeah, I think for sure. We definitely got the pitching and the hitters, as you can see today, with the 15-1 win. So, yeah, I think we could for sure make a run this CIF.
All right, I'll give it to Zach.
Gavin, this is Zach Durham here. I just want to say congrats on the performance. Obviously, your last start went very well, but what was your mindset going into today? Obviously, first round of the playoffs, playing with a bit of a chip on your shoulder, considering how the season ended. But when you woke up today, what were you feeling coming into this game?
I woke up, feeling good, loose. I was just ready for a win. A little nervous though, because CIF win or go home. A little scary for senior year, but yeah. I was definitely locked in today and ready to pitch for sure.
Yeah, and you talked about the bats, obviously 15 runs on the board offensively. What can you say about your teammates when they've got the bats in their hands, able to give you run support the way they did today?
Yeah, it's super nice when we have run supports, because I definitely take a chip off my shoulder and just relax a little bit on the mound. So yeah, I only threw 30 pitches, so I'm ready to go for next game.
Absolutely. Love to hear it. Gavin, thank you for taking time to chat with us, from myself and Justin and everyone here at TAR TV. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's Gavin Guy, the starting pitcher today. He went 3 innings, only allowed 2 hits, struck out 2, but you heard it from him himself. Only 30 pitches against the 10 batters that he faced. I mean, he was electric.
Yeah, absolutely electric. And then when you talk to him in the interview, you can tell he's got that very chill, relaxed feeling about him. And that's exactly the part of that game. When you have a good defense behind your back and then the offense to, reel on top of it with the run support, you're in a calm situation. You don't have to do too much. And you can tell there's not a lot of pressure on his shoulders right now. And, he didn't really pitch. The big thing is that he didn't pitch a lot, right? He only pitched in 3 innings. They brought in Ryan Williams and other guys, including Sam Clapp. And they give the other extra guys, we didn't even talk about Keenan Anderson today at all. That's another solid pitcher. So this Newport team, a lot of depth going into the rest of this bracket. And you get, 5 days to rest? You could throw a guy out there. You have there's a lot of different scenarios we could talk about all day about who we can put in those scenarios. But Gavin Guy, at the end of the day, this is the guy that's going to take him deep into the playoffs with him, Williams, and all of these other guys.
Yeah, we didn't even mention the performance of Ryan Williams on the mound. He came in relief and faced 8 batters, only threw 14 pitches, and he got 8 outs. I mean, that's as elite as it can get. But yeah, great pitching performance, great performance at the plate. The final numbers, once again, 15 runs on 15 hits, 1 error for the Sailors, 1 run on 3 hits, 5 errors for the Mustangs. As Justin, you got any final thoughts for us here on this beautiful day?
No, I think today was another beautiful day for baseball, and I think a lot of people were thinking that this game was going to be very close, but you got to give credit to Newport coming back, not the ideal finish that they wanted for some time, and now they come back in a massive way. And you know what? I think a lot of people in the bracket are going to be looking at this box score and thinking, maybe we've got to start figuring out some strategy. But Newport Harbor, it's a team that if you let them do the things that they can do, they're going to have a very good time sitting here in the Division II CIF Southern Section playoff bracket.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that does it for us here for this broadcast. Once again, Newport Harbor 15 and Trabuco Hills 1, as they'll move on to the second round. They take on the winner of Great Oak and Valley View. Again, that game's still going on. We're not sure who the winner of that one is yet, but either way, the winner of that game will take on your Newport Harbor Sailors on the 19th. So 5 days from now. What is that, a Tuesday, Wednesday?
Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday, 5 days later, yeah.
Think so.
It'll be a fun one for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully it's some version of a home game either way when they, either they pick this side or whatnot. But, TAR baseball is electric when you have the fans in the stands here in Newport Beach. And, the weather's fine. The sun is out whenever they play baseball. And today, it was full colors.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening. But once again, for TAR TV Sports, I'm Zachary Durham alongside Justin Lee. Be sure to follow TAR TV Sports on Instagram for our full broadcast schedule and updates on upcoming coverage. Catch us next time, where we'll be covering Newport Harbor, wherever we are. Thank you for spending your evening with us for this matchup. between the Newport Harbor Sailors and the Trabuco Hills Mustangs. For everyone here at TAR TV Sports and to our friends and family watching at home, thank you for being with us today, and have a good one from Newport Beach. Of course.
This is a little bit.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.